All righty, checking to see what's going on in the background. Make sure we got volume. Make sure we got people coming in. And to check to make sure that the video works. Okay, we have content. I'm running a little bit behind what I normally am. That's my own fault. I've just been having a really rough day with everything that's going on. So let's get this underway the right way. Ladies, gentlemen, pronouns, lend me your ears. Crazy to get back for another live stream. It's January 13th, and we've got the whole year ahead of us to figure out how we're going to make this year more fun, better results, and more successful than the last bunch of years. So if anybody has any ideas or any thoughts on this, please shout them out. Hey, Kiki and Jasmine, how are you doing? Good morning. You must be back in the Philippines. Personally, I'm just trying to do my best on the channel here. Hello, Nicole, and this is my idea of how I'm going to make this year a better year than last year. I've got some great videos planned for this year, with the addition of the handheld tablet that I bought. I'm hoping that I can get out to the different festivals that we have here in my city to showcase those on my channel, possibly a membership style or Patreon style format. So this way here, my personal life is still, somewhat personal. Just trying to do a little bit extra things to try to make this year a better year than last year. Last year, at this time last year here, we were just ramping up, trying to get the monetization going. We got that going. That was a success. And I just kind of want to build on that success with the channel, with everybody's great suggestions for groups and artists to sorry. But that just goes to show you that everybody can make mistakes, even me. But the idea of getting that step forward, trying to make the year better for yourself, the outcome better for yourself. It's just one of those things that one concert. But the Rolling Stones, they're getting up there in age, and I don't know if they'll actually be able to bring Keith Richards across the border because he's done so many illicit substances. He's pretty much become one. So it's just one of those things. There's no question. Is Keith Richards carrying substances across the border? No, he is a substance, bringing himself across the border. So it's just just my own comical take on that whole situation there. And hopefully this year, the success of the channel grows. Like, we've hit 2,000 friends, which makes me thoroughly happy. That just shows that this community is growing and will continue to grow with all the love and support and suggestions from the community within. And that's basically what's going to help make my dream of this channel bounding the success that to overreach what I've gotten in previous years. Last year was a much more of a success than the previous year, because the previous year I wasn't even anywhere close to the watch hours to be considered for monetization. Last year we reached it, and I made a little bit of money. That made the success. Yes, and congratulations to everyone joining the community. Welcome aboard, and the congratulations all goes to you guys, because without you, this would not be possible. This would not be possible for me to enjoy so much if it wasn't for the love and support that I get from the community, which is the friends that we have, as they call them, subscribers. I prefer to call the people who join the channel community friends, because that's what we really are doing here, is being friends with each other, watching the videos, commenting on the videos, hitting that like button. Really matters a lot, because every one like you give a creator for the content that you watch, YouTube sends that out to 7 other people who would not have normally gotten the notification for that content. So hitting that like button is very, very important. And same thing with dropping a comment, even if it's just to say, hey, I like this one, or like some of you do, share a personal memory with the artist or song or group. And that means the world to me, because it gives me that, that connection between the artist and the community. And that's, I find that fascinating, that, throughout the entire world, like, with Kiki and Jasmine currently being in with Kieran being in the Philippines right now, normally from Ireland, like, that's literally half a world away from where you're at. And, having that worldwide group of friends, you could actually find somebody who has met somebody that is featured on the channel. And I think that is fantastic. Like, one particular person, his mother was at a convenience store, worked at a convenience store, and actually didn't know who the one artist was, thought he was just a school kid, and turned out he was part of the band the Eagles. So okay. I didn't watch the NSYNC version of that song, but I thoroughly enjoyed the No Resolve version. Like, it was just fantastic. Like, I just remember the original version from the radio, and I went with that. But yeah, it's they did a fantastic job on that. And what really blowing me away is the video that I did of Mission Souls Family has reached 6,000 views, and to me that's like just incredible. Like, and there will be a lot more coming from them. I just want to space it out a little bit so this way here I don't end up with the same issue I ended up with in November that just went by, like October, November that it just went by, where I did a whole bunch of Fourth Impact right out of the gate, and that drove the views up like so high. And then when I got to that time of the year, all of a sudden when those views dropped off, you know, I basically went below the 4,000 watch hour mark. No, I do not know why, but when I go to do the version from NSYNC, I'll do a little bit of research on it, find out the details on that, and add that to the video, like I do with the videos now. So, yeah, like I'm actually looking at possibly getting a green screen to go in behind me. So this way here I could put different effects. I'll look it up, Nicole. I'll look it up. Thank you very much. So I can put different effects in behind, so you don't see my table and my chairs and stuff like that. Something, you know, quick and easy to put up and take down. So this way here, you know, I can get it out of the way for when I'm not recording videos or doing live streams or whatever. And, you know, just basically, you know, tuck it away for later use. I'm toying with the idea of that, how to build the brackets, because it doesn't come with the brackets. You could buy the brackets, but you're looking at about $200 by the time you're done building all the putting the brackets together, and then put the green screening on it. I'm looking at doing something a little bit different where I can just close it in and set it aside. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Timberlake was saying, I'm out of here. I'm going solo. But yeah, oh, really? Might have something to do with a girlfriend that was playing the field, you know. But you know, I'll look at the I'll look up the info on that and add it to the video. But yeah, like when it comes to the green screening, I just want to build something that I can just quickly collapse and then just slide it aside, put it on some casters or something like that, and just, you know, ship it aside. And then when I want to bring it back out, open it up and away I go. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, as far as, you know, building something for the channel to make it a little bit better, a little bit more polished. And another thing I'm looking at doing, possibly not anytime real soon, but once I, you know, start getting more of a constant or consistent revenue stream from the YouTube and whatnot, I want to get rid of this thing. I want to get the StreamYard package and get rid of this. So this way here, that doesn't show up in the live streams. So that's another thing that I want to do. But it's planning. Planning is everything. You got to either plan to fail or fail to plan. Hello, Cupid. How are you doing? You're out a little early, aren't you? Valentine's Day is until next month. Or are you just doing some recon? Sorry if I offended you. I got no filter, man. I'm just trying to have some fun. Welcome to the channel. And like I say to everybody, like, hey, if you ever see a video that you know somebody else might help their day, or brighten their day, or impact their life in a positive way, share that video out. Share it out. Help them people. Hello, Lucy. How are you doing? Um, but that's what I want to. That's why I want to bring out the information about the songs and videos that I do. So this way, here, if you know somebody who's struggling with something, and you see something on my video that relates to uh, some something somebody's going through that you care about, show it to them. Get them that hope, that inspiration to you know bring something positive to their life. Your resolution was to quit cigarettes. It lasted 3 days. Yeah, I quit 25 times a day, so I'm getting pretty good at it, and I've been doing it for a long time. So you can almost say that I'm a professional smoking quitter. So, but I'm also looking at, like, I still, like, I've gotten a little busy with helping friends and doing other things, and my life is freaking busy. I'm getting pulled apart by 17 different directions, and try to keep a video coming out every day. So researching to find out which um, Jackbox games to buy that have moderation, so that I can get rid of the people that are just being, you know, just being, I don't know if you call it temporary, idiotic, or if it's a permanent situation, but just being, detrimental to the enjoyment of everybody else. Give up. Oh, nice, nice. Congratulations, Cupid. Congratulations. Yes, and keep it up. Smoking is one of those things where I look back on my life now, and I really, really wish I wouldn't have picked it up. But at the same time, knowing what I know, I can almost imagine what I would have been like if I hadn't. So, it's that double-edged sword. So, it's just a you know, it's a kick in the pants, but at the same time, you know, I've been recently thinking maybe, now's the time I could possibly toss them away, but at the same time, I'm also, like, when I'm being pulled in so many different directions, I need something that glues me back together again, and call it a crutch. That's what I use. But hopefully, I can one day find a way to, you know, I'm gonna put that up there. I'm gonna put that up there. That is good. That is good. Because that I drink coffee all day long. I drink coffee all day long. There's not a time in the day where I don't have a coffee on the go. Like, when I pour the last cup out of the pot, I go around and I make another pot. I I can't go with it. Like, I just love the taste of coffee. And just a quick question, Cupid. How do you take your coffee? Like, how do you take your coffee? Like, when you pour yourself a cup of coffee, how do you take it? See, me, I take my coffee seriously, very seriously. I always tell people, when they ask me how do I like my coffee, I always tell them I like my coffee like I like my women, hot, wet, and all day long. And like you, I drink it black. Give it to me straight out of the pot. Don't put any of that fancy stuff in it because I ain't gonna like it. I like the taste au naturel. Yeah, somebody told me one time, "Oh, you gotta drink espresso if you drink someone's coffee." I'm like, dude, coffee calms me down. It mellows me out. It helps me relax. And you want me to drink something with 4 times as much caffeine in it? Seriously? I'll take one sip of it and pass out. And speaking of coffee, I'm empty. I'll be right back. But yeah, I probably drink more coffee than most people care to look at. And oh, you drink it with milk in it? I mean, I'm straight out of the pot. This way here, I don't forget what's in it. But yeah, this is the little beauty that I bought for possibly doing some uh, walking out and going out to the festivals and stuff like that to record videos and stuff. It's like a 10-inch tablet, and the camera on it is absolutely spectacular. Like it is nuts how good this camera is. Yeah, cows need jobs too. Yeah. One thing I always wondered is when cows laugh, does milk come out of their noses? And I'm just waiting for the carry case and protector case and protector glass that I bought for this to come in. It should be in on the 21st, which is next Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm kind of hoping that I get that in soon, so this way here I can get that thing protected more, and then when I go out and do whatever, like if I decide to start up Patreon or whatever like that, then to showcase some of the things around my city that are fun to do. Like we have Retro Fest where we have an old car show, and there's a lot of fantastic cars that come to show their stuff off. And then there's like Art in the Park, which is music in the park, pretty much all summer long. And then maybe just go around to show life in the city that I live in, like at the park that they have the bands play out where the pavilion's at. That is actually historical because during the War of 1812, apparently, and I'm only going by what I've seen on YouTube videos, historians say that is the last standing point of Tecumseh, the Aboriginal ambassador between the Aboriginal people, the Native people, and the Canadian, British, French soldiers who took part in the War of 1812. And apparently Tecumseh died in that park before they, took his body off and buried him. I can't remember where, but they transported him to a native burial ground from where he actually passed away at. So that's right here in the city that I live in, and we got some really really nice historical buildings. Like some of the architecture that's downtown, like just on the outskirts of downtown, fantastic. Like I walk by it sometimes, and I'm like, I wish we had people that did this kind of craftsmanship today, because some of the candy molding on the outside of the visage of the house, just spectacular. And now all we have is fascias and soffits. That's it. We don't have all the fancy decorative work like they did back in the Victorian days. And those buildings are some really, really beautiful buildings, like just absolutely gorgeous architecturally. But I'd rather do that on a Patreon account, because on a YouTube membership account, people can just like buy a bulk amount of memberships and gift them. And some of the people that have been detrimental to the channel could end up winning one of those memberships. And then all of a sudden they have free reign to do whatever they want. And then it's just, then all of a sudden it becomes a burden on me to find these people and just bust them out, just kick them out. So it's just one of those things. I'd rather do that on a Patreon side, so that this way here, I don't have to deal with all that extra, nonsense. And if I believe you can on Patreon gift memberships to the Patreon for a certain length of time. But you specifically give a specific person a membership. You don't just blanket and say, okay, there's 25 of them, 25 people all of a sudden become members. And it could be 24 people that you don't want to have, running amok through your chat. So that's why I'd rather do that kind of stuff on a Patreon side, because it's more personal. You get the better quality of people joining Patreon with the better intentions. Yeah. Like, there's so much history that is negated just to raise up somebody else's history. It's insane. Like, you ask 80% of the United States of America if they know anything about the War of 1812, and they know nothing. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. When you call somebody's bullshit out like that, they're going to take retaliatory actions. And, they're putting their watermark on something that doesn't belong to them. That's realistically copyright theft. Hello, Andy. How are you doing? But yeah, I'd rather go the Patreon side than the YouTube membership side, because it's more personal. Only people with good intentions or true followers or true community members of the channel actually join a Patreon um, membership. So, that's kind of something that I'll be possibly toying around with this coming year, and what to do, how often I'm going to upload something, whether it be whether I can upload my videos that I've created that are worldwide blocked that I can't put up on YouTube. That's funny. That's funny, Nicole. So, once I figure all that kind of stuff out, and if I do get a Patreon channel or Patreon page lit up, I'll definitely let you all know, and let you all know, how to get there and what to do, and if you decide to join or whatever like that. But like I said, it'll be more of a personal thing. And if I do live streams from that as membership live streams, it'll be to the point where you don't put your like onto it, because as soon as you put your like onto it, other people can just join in, and that takes away from the privilege of being a Patreon member. So it's one of those things where I'm going to have to get used to the whole dynamics of the Patreon system. But I'm hoping to look more into that once I get things squared away. Once I get things all taken, smoothed out. Like right now, I got a bumpy road ahead of me. I still got a lot of stuff to do. Take care of other obligations that I've got going on, and still try to maintain some videos ahead. Yeah. I think we all have a little bit of a devilish side to us. I know that I always tell people, I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your where your family ancestry comes from. None of that matters to me. What matters to me is how you are with me and how you are with other people. Are you respectful? Are you kind? Are you a good person to other people? Are you a good person to me? That's what I go by. If you're going to be a dick to me, you might get away with it a couple times, but once I get tired of it, I'm going to set that bar so high that you'll never leave it. Now there's people out there going, I don't know if I want to be in this community. But if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. I don't, I've got friends that are, I got friends that are black people. I got friends that are Filipino people. I got friends that are East Indian people. I've got friends that are, white people, Jewish. It doesn't matter who they are or where they came from or what part of the world their ancestry is from. If they're good people, they're just good people. And when people start realizing that if you just hang out with good people and just leave the other people alone, we can have world peace. You don't have to diminish their value. You just have to don't deal with them. That's how you create world peace. You just hang with your good people and you don't even bother with the bad ones. So, that's just my thoughts, But, apparently, a lot of politicians seem to think that the way to create world peace is to take everybody over. No. That just brings up revolutions. Yeah. And that's the thing is, when you get into those heat of the argument things, like, especially with, I understand that, because like I know I've got no filter. Like when there's an idea that comes into my head, there is no Gandalf standing on the end of my tongue waiting for that inappropriate thought to come rolling down the pipeline and trying to escape this gaping hole in my face, standing there going, "You shall not pass." That there's nothing there. It just goes from here out this gaping hole in my face, lightning fast, and I don't even have time to go, "Oops, sorry." It just happens. So when somebody says, do a reaction, a lot of times my reactions are stoic because, I just don't have, like, all my life, and I kind of figured this out just kind of recently. But as a young boy growing up, and anybody who's like in my generation or previous would pretty much agree with this, that when you're born a boy, all your life you're told you have no feelings, you have no emotion, you don't show them, you don't show your feelings, you don't show your emotions, you don't even acknowledge that you could or might have a feeling or emotion to something. So when you see me stoic, just kind of bouncing back and forth with the music, that's pretty much all you're going to get, unless something really remarkable happens. The rest of school year. Yeah, well, that was their precautions. But I don't show a whole lot of emotions unless something really tickles me or something really infuriates me. Because all my life, throughout my entire, my childhood, my teenage years, my dating, I was always told as a man, you don't have emotions. You don't have feelings. You don't have, any right to show any kind of emotion. And when you program somebody like that for so long and from such a young age all the way up to their adulthood, they become robotic. And, lately I have been just realizing that, basically almost like I've woken up, and found these, these genuine emotions that I'm trying to freaking deal with and trying to, get logically, in place to, how to react to all this stuff. That's, this channel is helping me do that. And, I talk with my hands a lot because, French blooded, that's what French people do. And we talk with our hands, So I got to put the coffee down every now and then just so I can talk with my hands so I can say something. But like you can ask any man that's in their 40s and above, were you told not to express emotions, express feelings, talk about emotions, and they'll say, yeah, I was told that I don't have those. That's why when women start bugging men about, you don't know how I feel. No, we don't. We were told not to know that stuff. So, and this year I'm actually experiencing a lot of these, new things, the emotions of, semi happiness, semi this, semi that, semi this, semi that. All these, these things that have different levels. Like when a guy was happy, you could tell because he was laughing. When he was pissed, you could tell because he was fighting. There's no meter. It was an on or off switch. There was no middle range. It was he's either happy or he's pissed. So that's where, a lot of people say, oh, you don't show very much reaction. because I don't have any. I don't understand them logically. But that's why I like to give out the information about the songs or what I'm seeing in the video, because there it is. There's the logical explanation right there. Yeah, it is very unhealthy to bottle up everything. Like, believe me, I know. I bottled everything up until grade 12, and then when I exploded, it wasn't very happy. It wasn't a very nice sight. It wasn't a very pleasant thing to see. But that's just we were told that's what we had to do. We had to shove it down. We had to buck it up and take it as young men. And that's what a whole lot of these modern feminist women don't understand. The Facebook group, the people in it are so stupid. They're more worried about the filming locations are still okay. Yeah, like and I wanted, that was another thing I wanted to touch on today was, my heart goes out to the people that are affected by those wildfires. It's devastating. It's incredibly dangerous. And thankfully, even though all this whole trade embargo bullshit's going on right now, and Trump saying he's going to, levy us with some trade tariffs, and you're going to make Canada the 51st state and all this other stuff, you can tell Canada has their heart in the right place, because regardless of all of that stupidity, a lot of our firefighters from the Calgary region and all that other stuff have went down, and our first responders have went down to help out those people in California where the wildfires are at. And I watched an article on YouTube today where the premier of Calgary was talking about our firefighters and first responders are in the most dangerous areas, trying to help take care of this situation. And regardless of what the trade tariffs and all that other crap's going on, Canada still has our heart in the right place. And I'm proud of our Canadian brothers and sisters that are down there helping out and, basically lending a hand to, take care of the situation and try to relieve people from the situation. But to be more worried about the filming than the people, like, seriously, like, get your priorities in order. Like if there was wildfires here in the area that I live in, I'd be like right there on the front lines, trying, as much as I could, trying to help them people out to, basically help them get back to what they had. Oh, here's another thing. Here's something funny. We had a little bit of excitement on Saturday. Oh, it was started deliberately. Oh, arson? Oh, nuts. We had a little bit of excitement right here in this building on Saturday. You know how I always joke about somebody using their smoke detector as a cooking timer? That's what happened here on Saturday. The fire department came. There was like 4 fire trucks, 8 police cars. There were 2 ambulances for one lady, because she was cooking something on her oven, on her stove, and it set the smoke detector off. And by the time, one of the other tenants in this building helped her get out. Like they basically, open up her door. Like she doesn't lock her door for some dumb reason, but they opened up her door, opened up her patio door, and then they helped her get out into the fresh air until the fire trucks arrived and basically took her out with, the ambulance to get treated for smoke inhalation. But the plastic that you could smell, oh man, yuck. It was nasty. Like, and I think that it wasn't just her cooking something on the stove. And this is just speculation because she's been taken advantage of by a lot of nefarious people over the years. And I think one of them people came over and was cooking something stupid on their stove and went out to go get some more ingredients or whatever. And when they came back, the fire trucks were here. Now all of a sudden they had to act like, oh my God, are you okay? So that lady might end up in a assisted living home because of this, which is unfortunate because when she's not being taken advantage of by these nefarious people that keep coming around and, acting like they're, oh, I'm going to help you out, and end up just helping her out of her savings, what they end up doing. And she shrivels up to nothing almost. And then all of a sudden something like this happens. And, when she starts getting healthy again, they say, well, you're too healthy for assisted living. Go back on the other. So I think she really needs to have assisted living for the rest of her life, just so that she'll have a decent quality of life. But we were all down in the parking lot talking with each other, laughing about the situation. Because I was like, yeah, I knew it was just somebody, using a smoke detector as a cooking timer, like the last time. But the last time, it was a vegetarian who was using a smoke detector as a cooking timer. And do you know how hard it is to burn something that is full of water? You know how long that would have had to been on a stove? Like, seriously. It's got to burn out it's got to dehydrate all that water before it can light something on fire. But that was the funniest one. And the thing about it is, it had snowed the day before. The same thing with the last time. It snowed the day before. It snowed the day of. And why is it that when the snow falls, not only people forget how to drive, but they forget how to cook? Like, geez. Man, some of these people need to just stand there at the stove, watch their stuff, make sure that it's going to be done properly so that when they put it on their plate, their taste buds will thank them. But that's just some people, oh, well, we still got power. But I think I'm going to end this stream, running out of things to talk about. But yeah, if it's a arson situation, yeah, those people are going to get hung up by their toenails. By the time they get caught and the whole thing, balls out, those people are going to probably get hung up by their toenails, and deservedly so. But until we get to the next one, folks, I wish you all peace, love, and happiness.